So then guys, the next iPhone to come out is not the new iPhone 17. Oh no, the next iPhone what is due is a refresh to the iPhone SE, and it looks like we could be getting that brand new iPhone SE 4 very soon. In fact, it could be coming at the very beginning of 2025. So today I want to give you all the details about everything we know for the new iPhone SE. But first of all, a quick history lesson here with the iPhone SE. So the last two generations, that's how far back I'm going to go here, we actually got the current iPhone SE design, what is based on say an iPhone 8, what is based on an iPhone 7, what's based on an iPhone 6S and the 6, has been around now for about the last sort of 5 years or so, or coming up to about 5 years as an SE design. We actually got the A13 put inside of this iPhone to begin with, and this was the same chip that was in the likes of say the iPhone 11. That's how far back we're talking about. Now obviously this iPhone looked very similar, like I said, to the iPhone 8, and really the main kind of difference with this phone was that it just had a new updated chipset inside of it, what was the A13. But then, only 2 years later, in 2022, we got a little update to the iPhone SE, and that was we had the exact same design again, but this time we actually got an A15 put inside of this iPhone, and then we also got 5G capability, a first for an iPhone SE model. Really, nothing else changed with this iPhone until now, where we're coming up to 2025, and it looks like that Apple are doing their biggest refresh they've ever done to an iPhone SE. Let's have a look then at what the leaks and rumors are telling us. Now, first of all, we've had some CAD renders in showing us the actual design of what the new iPhone SE could look like. And what these CADs have shown us is that the new iPhone SE is based on the design of, say, an iPhone 14 normal. So not an iPhone 14 Pro or anything like that. And unfortunately to you guys, you goes, oh, I really wish it was based on an iPhone mini, for example, the 12 mini or the 13 mini. No, it doesn't look like it's going to be based on this either. It looks like it's going to be based on an iPhone 14, but the only main big difference I would say at the back is that obviously we will not have, say, a dual camera, an ultra wide and a wide camera. We will just have a single camera on the back here, and then obviously we'll have the microphone and also the flash on the rear. Now obviously these CAD drawings here do show that the lens is at the top corner and the flash is next to the side of it, but you know, this could change to actually have the flash underneath it, for example. We just don't know at this stage, and you know, that's a minor sort of detail anyway. But the main point is that it's based on the iPhone 14 design, and other big changes we're going to see is that we're going to have USB-C at the bottom of this iPhone. And one of the main big reasons behind that is obviously because of the EU rules and laws out there. Obviously they're pushing that you have to have USB-C now on the bottom of every sort of mobile device what's sold in Europe, so obviously this will be upgraded to this. But what I would say is don't expect to be getting that 10 gigabit sort of speed like we have in say the iPhone sort of 16 Pro and the 16 Pro Max. We're probably going to get the standard kind of USB 2.0 speed, so the really kind of slower speed I would say. What is also the same in the standard iPhone 16 and also the iPhone 16 Plus. But to continue on with the front of this phone, with the screen, it looks like we're going to actually get a notch on this phone. We're not actually going to get dynamic island even added to it. Like I said, very similar to the iPhone 14 normal. And then this screen, like I did say before, looking at these CADs, it looks like it's going to be a 6.1 inch display this time round. And before you go, well, hang on a tick. All the other sort of iPhone 16s and the 15 normal, they've got a 6.1 inch display. Why has this phone got it? Well, there is the potential that obviously with the iPhone 17, and I am going to mention it here, that the new iPhone 17 normal might have even a 6.3 inch display, very similar to the iPhone 15 Pro. And like I have said before, obviously iPhones SEs, they're made out of old parts. And obviously in the past, previous iPhones have been smaller. So that is why we've always had a smaller sort of screen or a smaller sort of size iPhone for an SE, because these are older models. And we've got to that point now where we've kind of had the same sort of screen sizes for like the last sort of 5-6 years. So Apple are finally caught up with that to actually have the same sort of screen size on their budget phone. And to be deadly honest with you out there, loads of other kind of budget phones out there, even made by say Samsung and others, you know, they've got large displays too. So obviously Apple wants to take a piece of that pie, as it were. So you know, don't get too distressed that obviously you think that an iPhone SE should be a smaller model. That is not the case whatsoever. Like I said, it's mainly used out of old parts. And I know what you could say, well, they could just make it out of an iPhone 13 mini, for example, but no, they're going to be going for the main market of Android. They'll want to take out those budget sort of phones over there, so they're going to make it a very similar sort of screen sizes, or the best they can, to one of those phones. So yeah, that's what we're going to expect there. Do not expect anything like ProMotion inside the screen, but we have been told that there is a possibility that we could get OLED display technology inside of this instead of LCD, what obviously again would be a first for the iPhone SE, so this is really, really exciting to see. And then the camera on the rear of this iPhone SE could also be updated to a 48 megapixel wide sensor, very similar to what we have inside, say, the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 16, just that wide sensor, not the ultra wide. The same sort of sensor could be transferred over to this, what would be really, really cool to actually have inside of this phone. Moving on though to what will actually power this iPhone. Well, most likely the bets are on that it will be the A18 inside of this. It's unlikely it's going to be the A17 Pro, just like what we've got in the new iPad mini, for example, because at the end of the day, this device is not a Pro device. And having said that though, neither is the actual iPad mini either. But I think it's going to be the A18 because in the past, this is what happened. Like I said, back in 2020, we had the A13 put inside of it, and this just came out like 6 months before, in the end of 2019 with the iPhone 11s, and the same in 2022. We got the A15 put inside of this because obviously we had the A15 just before the year in 2021. So it makes a lot of sense that Apple would put just the A18 inside it, the standard one. But the great news that would probably come along with this is that we will get Apple Intelligence and 8 gigabytes of RAM inside of this iPhone. So this is going to be really, really powerful. And in fact, this could potentially be alongside with, say, the iPad mini, the cheapest device that you can get out there with Apple Intelligence inside of it. And that all depends on the price that we'll talk about a little bit later on. But then moving on to the actual battery life as expected, we're going to get the same battery as the standard iPhone 14, what I believe is a 3279 milliamp battery. But one thing I would say is that the battery life inside this iPhone SE is probably going to be better than the likes of, say, the normal iPhone 14 right now, mainly because of that A18, because the efficiency that chip brings right now. So that is definitely one good thing to see, because obviously iPhone SE batteries don't really last the best. So this is definitely going to be cool to see this. But something else that is super cool is the giveaway we are doing on this channel for this. This here is the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it's the Desert Titanium or Titanium Desert model. And this one here has 256 gigabytes of storage, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel near the end of December time. And in fact, it's going to be just before Christmas time. So you can enter it right now. And all you have to do at this stage is just put down into the comments below of what Apple gear or what technology gear, doesn't have to be Apple related, that you're planning to still get in 2024 or maybe into early 2025. Maybe it's going to be a new sort of iPhone, or maybe it's going to be a new iPad or a new MacBook or something like this. Or maybe it's going to be a PS5 Pro, or it could even be, say, the new Switch 2 if that comes out the early part of 2025. Put it down into the comments below right now. And the other thing I just want to say is, obviously, near the end of December time, I'll be announcing who the winner is of this iPhone 16 Pro Max. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, because I'll be making a video just before Christmas time, giving you more details about the giveaway. There will be a little form to fill in then too, so you don't want to miss out on that. And plus, you need to be a subscriber, because that's who I'm going to give this away to as well. But with that as well, guys, one last thing I just want to quickly say is, sadly, there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, telling you to WhatsApp, Telegram, you know, even Instagram, you know, DMing and things like this. Please do ignore them, or better still, you can see it right here. Please do report them. So moving on from that then, what about the release date and price of this new iPhone SE? When are we going to get our hands on it, and how much is it going to cost us? Well, let's start with the release date. Well, in tradition, Apple have generally announced a brand new iPhone SE around springtime whenever they actually announce it. So we're looking towards kind of March or April sort of time in 2025 when we'll be able to get our hands on it. We don't know the exact date at this time, but it's going to be around that kind of period when we'll be able to get our hands on the new iPhone SE. And most likely, if it's a brand new design iPhone SE, you betcha there's probably going to be an event to go alongside with this. Not just for this, but probably for some other products too. So this is going to be really exciting to see with the new iPhone SE. But then for price-wise, at the moment, the current iPhone SE starts at $429 US. Now, personally, I believe with the power of A18 inside of it, also, we're not going to have Touch ID anymore. Sorry about that. We're going to have Face ID now, obviously a bigger display and things like this. And obviously, you know, it's been a while since we had an iPhone SE and obviously a refresh in design. I personally believe the price is going to go up a little bit more, and I think it's going to be around about $499 US. That kind of probably be the benchmark for it, but you never know. Apple could retain the price at $429 US, or even, you know, go up to say $449 US. But I just don't see it coming down in price. If you think that's going to happen, no. That's not going to happen whatsoever. But the main point is, this is probably the kind of price it's going to be, and we don't know yet. It will either have 64 gigabytes of storage or 128 gigabytes storage as that base sort of storage amount. What will go alongside that price there? But really, guys, that is the latest and greatest we know about the iPhone SE. Are you going to be waiting to get one next year in 2025? Let me know in the comments below. And with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. Also, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews, and comparisons too, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.